In this lesson, I'm going to go over the Diode Datasheet. So I think we've looked at a couple of data sheets before when we're doing some labs, but this right here is in the text, and there's only a couple pages on this right here. So this is in 2-9, it starts on 73 in your text. So we all should know what a data sheet is. So basically it's the information about a device. This one right here in particular is going to be information that we're going to get for a diode in particular. So as you can see, it says a manufacturer's data sheet gives detailed information on a device so that it can be used properly in a given application. A typical data sheet provides maximum ratings, electrical characteristics, mechanical data, and graphs of various parameters. So at the end of the day, we have to kind of know what all these attributes are of a particular device, and here we're talking about diodes, or we would not be able to know if it's right for our application. And because we've talked about like PIV and things like that there, so we don't want to go past a components or a diode in this case past its limitations. So this right here is how you make sure that, one, you have to find out what your circuit requires, your application requires, and then go find a diode or a device that is that will fit that application. So anyways, here are some of the categories that you're going to see on a data sheet for a diode. And this right here, it says it's the absolute maximum ratings. It says the absolute maximum ratings indicate the maximum values of the several parameters under which the diode can be operated without damage or degradation. For greatest reliability and longer life, the diode should be operated well under these maximums. Generally, the maximum ratings are specified for an operating ambient temperature of 25 degrees Celsius unless otherwise stated. Which means that, as we've heard, certain things change if the temperature changes. So some of them are inverse, some of them are directly affected. Meaning that, sometimes, if the temperature goes up, its rating goes down. Or if the temperature goes down, the rating goes up, and vice versa. So in this case, unless it is stated specifically that if it just gives you a value for VRRM and it doesn't state otherwise anywhere else, then that information it's giving you is based off 25 degrees Celsius. So just remember that. Because some of these things are going to be something that you see on a quiz. So again, you're going to have your book, so you'll be able to look some of this stuff up, but you need to be able to not waste a lot of time on this. So anyways, so ambient temperature is the temperature of the air surrounding the device. So at the end of the day, make sure that you understand that. The ambient temperature is not the temperature of the electrical cabinet it's in, or the metal itself or anything like that. It's the air temperature that's surrounding the device in question. So here are some of the, I ain't going to read through them all, but you can look at them yourself. And these right here will be on a quiz at some point in the very near future. So you need to be able to at least come here and find out what this right here stands for, the VRRM, IFAV, and kind of be able to look at these definitions here and make sure you can match them up. So that's what we'll be doing. So there's not very many of them, but there are. Here is a sample of a data sheet here. So we'll see that there is the VRRM, and there is what it actually is standing for: peak repetitive reverse voltage. So you can see these right here, and here's the different diodes that's in this particular family. If you see right here, it's a 1N4001 to a 1N4007. And if you see here, this right here, you see as you go, you get different catalog numbers. You actually get a different value for that VRRM. So depending on which one you need, if you needed something that's rated for 400, you don't want to pick a 200. So that is exactly the reason why you have to have a data sheet. And again, you see this right here, the IFAV is the same for all of them. And that there, look over here, this right here is rated in volts. The first one is. The next one in amps, and in temperature, degrees. So this right here is STG there says storage temperature range. So that means that this right here is where you can store that to, and that's in degrees Celsius. TJ, operating junction temperature, same thing. But otherwise, like these amps right here and these voltages, it's assuming everything is in that's rated at as though it was at 25 degrees Celsius. And you'll see there's absolute maximum ratings, thermal characteristics, and electrical characteristics. So some of these things right here by now should look sort of familiar to you. W, that's for watts, and this right here 50 degrees Celsius per watt, and then 1.1 volts, microamps, and picofarads. So we should know something about those right there by now, because that's a capacitor. So anyways, there's just a few things to get to learn, and you'll see right here a few more details about the electrical characteristics and the thermal characteristics. But you will be having to look up some diodes and giving some of these values, and you will also have to at some point be able to look up some of these ratings here and identify them for a quiz. So just make sure you know how to get to this page or whatever so that you can do that. Just be familiar with it so it don't take you a long time when you see this on a quiz. But if you have any questions about this or any concerns, just let me know. Thank you.